Political Ombudsman Honorable Donna Parchment Brown is our guest. So your office will be very diligent in monitoring what takes place at the political rallies, in monitoring the discourse between the political parties. Will you yourself be meeting with political leaders, candidates, to just emphasize the importance of the Code of Conduct, which was signed in 2002?
Absolutely. I think it's important first to talk to people, have them have a reason to have confidence in you. So building confidence of the parties is important to me at this point. It is true that the Governor General has appointed me on the advice in consultation with the leader of the opposition and the Prime Minister. Right. And I'm very appreciative of the confidence that's been reposed in me and has been demonstrated to in both the Parliament and in the Senate. What I'd like to do is sit with the Prime Minister and the leader of the parliamentary opposition individually and hear their thoughts about the office, hear their concerns about the carrying out of the political function, particularly in the party sense, the competitive sense, and think through with them what are their worries about the way in which I may go wrong, and what are their ideas about how I may go right. I would also, of course, be meeting with some other folk who are involved in the process of elections, and over time the Director of Elections, the Electoral Commission, all of these I will be meeting with. Now, the legislation is there, the Political Ombudsman Act, there's a representation of the People's Act, which is being amended as we speak on the advice of the Electoral Commission. And so there will be some additional duties coming from that for the Ombudsman. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks being in a number of conversations with key actors.
Yes. And of course, the Office of the Political Ombudsman is not just functional during election periods. There are things that you have to do on an ongoing basis.
Absolutely. Every day, the small p of politics is going on.
That's true.
Every day, decisions are being made. They are political. We have tended to conflate political with partisan. These are two different things. Parties may have actions that they want to do, but the country operates based on political decision making. So it's important that every citizen and everyone in the country feels confident that they can have a political point of view, express the political point of view, and move about the country not being in any way restricted, intimidated, or harmed as a result of their real or perceived political position. In addition, we don't want people to be paying people to carry out political acts in and out of season, whether it is to carry out an illegal violent act or a non-violent but still illegal action, or to vote in a particular way at any point. And so I'm hoping that before we come to any elections, there will be a number of opportunities for the public to think about how they can, working with me and working with one another, actually improve the political climate, therefore improve our democracy, and possibly increase their willingness to be directly engaged in politics. We have a lot of enthusiastic activists now. And I want to say that politics requires the people who are out there on the campaign trail, the people who are there with their parties. I admire them. I think that's a wonderful thing. But those who are not so engaged are also free to exercise their politics as they wish.
And you would encourage people to vote, to participate in the electoral system?
I absolutely want to. I respect very much the fact that there are disenchanted persons, there are uninformed persons, there are persons who could be courted to be in the process, but sometimes the suitors are not as skilled as they need to be. And I recognize that whether we vote or don't vote, we are making a statement, and we also live by the consequences of those decisions. Now, for me, what is desirable is understanding the issues that cause an individual or a group to stay away from the electoral process and try to understand that well enough to convey to the political actors so that they might so amend their ways, that they might indeed have improved participation at the polls. But I'm not demanding or mandating that. My job is to help to make the climate one that allows everyone to feel comfortable as a Jamaican in a democracy.
And members of the public can contact your office to make submissions or to make complaints or to make suggestions as to how the political culture can be improved, the behavior of politicians.
Absolutely. I've already been encouraged to use social media, and I'm rolling out a way to use social media more so that people may be engaged in different formats in which they're very comfortable. The Office of the Political Ombudsman is at 85A Duke Street, next door to Gordon House in the JMA building. And the email address is politicalombudsman@yahoo.com. And I don't know the phone numbers yet. But we did have 2 ads in the press with that information. I'm sure the office is listed in the phone book, or if someone calls the Parliament or JIS, they would be able to get that information. I'm hoping as soon as nomination day is announced, whenever that may be, I would propose to publish the political code of conduct in full, so that the public in general will have it. It will be posted, it's posted I think on Parliament's website already for those who need it. And one of the activities I'm really looking forward to is working with the custodians of all of the parishes. I won't be a custos then I'm sure.
You're a custos now.
Because I'm on my way out, I'm just in the wrap-up stage. The custodians of each of the parishes, who I truly admire for the work they're doing in leading the parishes, that they would host an event where all the candidates would come together, probably breakfast. We're candidates here and we sit beside one another, although we're opposing candidates. We break bread together and we sign the code, showing that as an individual, as part of the larger organization, I am committing to the terms and conditions of the code. So
there'd be signing by individual candidates,
That's
not
right.
just by their party leaders.
In fact, I'm not sure if the party leaders will need to sign
There's
again. There's a signed code that governs everyone.
That's right.
So there will be candidates, I'm sure, who were not in the process when this was first done. So we want to make sure each one of them has a copy of the code in their hand. They've thought about it, they know what's involved, and they have individually made a commitment. So that's one of the things I'll be discussing with the party leaders for them to help me make that happen, working with the custodians across Jamaica.
And you'll be working with the civil society groups also?
Absolutely, absolutely. As you know, I mean, I come from civil society,
right.
you know.
Strong.
I spent many years working, for example, with the credit union movement, and that goes across Jamaica and the region, and many other
You
entities.
seem to have been prepared all your life, political ombudsman, for this job.
From your lips to God's ears, I think he may have been working on it a long time.
You've always been working with people, and certainly you have a very high credibility, high reputation.
Thank you.
And we claim her too. She used to be a presenter on GIS television, so she's known to large numbers of Jamaican. Political Ombudsman, Honorable Donna Parchment Brown. We thank you for your company. Next week, I'll be back. Until then, Ian Bourne wishing you a pleasant day.